So a guy in my chat, official Mike, has been going off about the Antichrist. He was calling, like, who is it, Carl Schwab? Who is he calling? Let me check the chat again. He was calling this dude named Klaus Schwab, who is the leader of the World Economic Forum, the Antichrist. Which, first of all, I do think it's a distraction to kind of be like, oh, well, this person is the Antichrist or that person is the Antichrist. Because at the end of the day, scriptures tell us that the world is going to have multiple antichrists. There are going to be people who are against God, and those are, well, antichrist. I don't think that worrying and wondering about who is the antichrist and who isn't the antichrist is particularly productive. But I think what is productive is checking to see, what is the mark of the beast? Because, anyone who's read the Bible knows we definitely don't want to get caught up with that mess. And, well, let's see here. Revelations 13:16 through 18 says, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, in that no one may buy or sell, except anyone who has the mark or the number of his name. Right? Okay. There we go. So we do have some very solid criteria for what the mark of the beast might look like. Because, the Antichrist is going to do what the Antichrist is going to do. But the question for you at home is, are you going to accept the mark of the beast? Well, here's a short little video. This is posted by CBS News. I found it interesting.
Soon you will be able to pay for groceries at every Whole Foods in the U.S. with just a swipe of your hand. Amazon says that the Pay by Palm technology will be at all of those stores nationwide by the end of the year. Customers just have to hover their hand over the device to pay. This method is already being used at 200 Whole Foods locations across 20 states, and you can also find it in other places, stores like Panera Bread. Hardware editor at TechCrunch, Brian Heater, joins us now. Brian, let's just start off. Tell us how this technology works.
Sure. So in terms of the actual enrollment process, the first time you go to one of these Amazon One locations, you wave your hand over it. That will enroll you in the program, and then you associate that with a credit card that you have on file. In terms of the actual underlying technology behind it, it's not actually getting a read of the palm itself, which, I think is what most people expect. It's actually taking a look at the vein patterns underneath your hands, which Amazon is effectively saying is a way to do this kind of biometric identification without actually giving any identifying information away.
That's fascinating. I mean, I think anybody who hears this story immediately goes to questions about safety, privacy, the data that's being collected. Amazon has
Safety, privacy. Of course, this is, the mainstream media, so they're not going to ask any questions about the mark of the beast.
Has been criticized in the past for some of the data that they collect, and whether they have properly notified consumers about that. What safeguards is Amazon taking?
Sure. Well, the primary one is all of this is going through Amazon's cloud servers. So this is encrypted information. Amazon has generally done a good job of
Also, I'm just gonna pause it to say the idea of being like, oh, well, I wonder if Amazon is going to be taking our data. It's like kind of hilarious because they literally have like AdSense like ads on like websites that are like, showing you ads and collecting your data as you're browsing different websites. They're collecting data on all the things that you search on the website. They analyze all the things that you buy, the things that you don't buy. Amazon already has tons of data, especially if you sign up for something like Amazon Prime or something. So like the idea of like, oh, is this thing going to collect more data on you? Yes. Google has more data on you than Amazon, right? So like this is not the actual concern that we should be worried about when it comes to this technology.
Protecting privacy through the cloud itself. I think one of the sort of bigger concerns around this specifically is that unlike the biometric data that you're giving on your phone, for example, that's stored locally on the device itself, but this is...
Yo, this thing is already available. You might not see it because my camera's in the way, but it says it will be rolled out to all Whole Foods in the United States. All Whole Foods in the United States. And it's already available at 200 locations nationwide.
this is going up into the cloud. So like theoretically, somebody could potentially grab that data, but it's intensely difficult.
All right, very interesting stuff.
All right, so that's kind of interesting, right? Very interesting, because doesn't that kind of line up, right? A mark on a hand, right? But you've got to also consider this one part of the passage as well, which is that no one may buy or sell except one who has like the mark of the hand. Well, Amazon has actually been, on record saying, oh, well, you can use our services and you can't. We have this article here, and I know that it's like, restoring America, rah, rah. But this is actually a real story. Amazon locks man out of account due to racist doorbell. Just before Memorial Day, Amazon customer and Microsoft engineer Brandon Jackson found himself unable to interact with a smart home through his Amazon Alexa after an Amazon delivery driver thought he heard Jackson's doorbell make a racist remark. So even if we're not talking about from a spiritual perspective of avoiding the mark of the beast, you also have concerns of, well, if Amazon thinks that you're out of lockstep with the company's values or whatever, are you not going to be able to buy anything from Whole Foods? This is a big problem. Now, of course, again, it is technically a conspiracy theory if you're going to say that this palm technology that Amazon is developing is the mark of the beast. I don't think that it matches all of the things here, which is like, for one thing is, for example, no one may buy or sell. Well, no one may buy or sell at Whole Foods. This doesn't mean that no one may buy or sell anywhere else. So I don't know if this is the mark of the beast, but things like this are things that you should avoid. So I think instead of wondering who in the world is the Antichrist, I think that it's probably better to make sure that you're avoiding the mark of the beast, because we can't stop the Antichrist from being the Antichrist. But we can stop ourselves from engaging with the mark of the beast. So, and not to say that this is the mark of the beast. Again, I don't 100% know if this is the mark of the beast, but I'm just saying it looks like the mark of the beast, and I think it's probably fair to avoid things that look like this. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, because this is kind of an interesting topic, isn't it?